Hi.
Oh my God.
Hi!
Hello.
Let's get this
Hi,
party
everyone.
started.
Do it, do it, do it.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Great to have you here. We were just actually, yeah, like where to start? Whoa, X-Men conversation is already begun. Like my mind is going in 1,000 directions, 1,000 possibilities. Yeah, we were maybe a little story like a few weeks ago, we were just having a conversation together, the four of us with a few other ladies that are on Heather's team, to talk about the X-Men class that Heather has got coming up. And we were actually just having an amazing conversation to say hi to each other. Like, hi, hi,
Hi.
and hi,
Hi!
and even more hi.
Hi.
And
Yeah,
in that conversation, such a beautiful conversation arose about like what it is about to be an X-Man and like what is it for you and what is it for you and just a vulnerable conversation. And then we were like, hey, what would it create if we would actually have another of these types of conversation and we do it online, um, to see what shows up and to just like see what's up in each other's world with this whole topic and let's explore that together. Something like that. So here we
Just,
are.
just share and get it out into the world. And
Yeah.
I actually love the fact that Siri is joining us right now. She wanna keep coming into the conversation. I I just love the fact that we chose the 31st of December, like Silvester, it's called in German, New Year, to have this conversation, is speaking about being aware of so many things and so many people, and like 24th, like Christmas, all the holiday stuff, then New Year's and everything. Yeah, I mean, if I speak for me, I'm perceiving just around the holidays from all the people and everything. It's so funny to have this coffee talk like today.
yeah, and it's totally different. I mean, before Access, I was totally going into the craziness of the holidays. Let's buy gifts, let's clean the whole house, let's cook, let's do that, let's do that, let's go crazy as we can. And now I'm like, hey, what's actually fun for me? And it's fun to have a coffee talk with a bunch of X-Men and to discover what are our capacities, what's different about us, and how we are actually different, each one of us, and what contribution are we by being like different and also creating together, because we are I love being in this team. It's so awesome when we have those meetings and conversations and we are like, hey, how about this idea? And then another one comes with something else. How about this? And we can add this and we can do that. And each one of us has like a different awareness and it creates more and adds more, and it's so much fun. Just playing. It's play.
Yeah, it totally is. And I already told you guys, ladies, yesterday, like every time we get together, there's this melting. And there's something about humanoids or X-Men or people that are willing to receive from each other being together that opens up a whole new space in my world, at least. Or yeah, I can talk for you, but this is actually quite new in this way for me um, to have that in this way, and also to be together without words. When everything is so loud, but there aren't any words, and then without even saying anything, we all get it.
Yeah.
And we all, like, we could have this talk for half an hour without using
Anything.
words, and still we could have a whole conversation. And yeah, that's been one of the things that's been up in my world lately, that I realized, like, this whole undefined thing where there aren't any words has been so up for me. And I've been having some difficulties with it, as in, yeah, but how to do and blah 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 blah. And now since a while, and actually since the calls that we've been having these last couple of days as well, I am actually leaning into the undefinedness way more, and actually starting to enjoy it way more. Um, yeah, so grateful for that.
What I love about this topic is that it just assisted me to acknowledge me, acknowledge the difference that I be, and so the difference that all of us are. So yeah, it's like you say, whenever we have team meetings or we, brainstorm ideas or whatever, it's like, I just love everybody's different awareness. Mm-hmm. And then I always go like, oh, but I wonder what she actually knows. And then the topic assisted me with whenever we have like family discussion or, like close family members, whenever they say something and it's like out of the blue, then I would always go, but I wonder what they know. So it's also to see that everybody's got different capacities and each of us are just such a contribution to each other. I mean, it's like the X-Men clause goes about disabilities or abilities. And I mean, I'm like, it's all just abilities. I fucking love being OCD. I love it.
I love that about you. How you look at this is amazing. Like, it doesn't exist in your world, a disability.
Not at all. We've all got abilities and we just need to strengthen that muscle.
Yeah. Get from wrongness to strongness.
And for the first time when I had that, when the topic was introduced to me, it's just like, oh, wow, I'm actually great. There's nothing wrong with me. And it just takes a few fucking potting and just to get to you, and then this X-Men topic is just such a contribution to your life. So it's like, please, people, just join it and see you're not wrong. It's actually a capacity. And I love it.
Yeah.
And it totally opens up a new world. Like, kind of once you step out of the wrongness of you and see all your abilities actually as a capacity, it opens up, like, it floods open this whole new world, like with so many possibilities and playgrounds to play on. And also, I just wanted to share, because I got so aware of today when I was outside for a walk. As I said before, like, all the awarenesses you have from so many people, you just tap into and you just perceive everything. What's such an ability, and I'm so grateful for, is like all through the holidays lately, almost every 10 minutes, I've been asking to be total space, lower all my walls and barriers, and be totally connected to the earth. And all of a sudden, all this craziness that I could perceive that's been going on, like you said, Anna Maria, oh my God, I've got to clean the house. I don't have all the presents. I need to go shopping because I don't, like, everything you perceive from all the people,
Yeah.
And just tightening up, like, totally, I just noticed myself, like, totally contract of all the information that's coming in. And then just ask to be, total space, to lower all your walls and barriers, to receive everything, and just to be totally connected to the earth. And these are three capacities we have that make life so much, or it makes it so much easier for me, at least. And I'm so grateful to at least have the information. Hey, I'm not going crazy up here in my head. I just perceive so much.
Mm-hmm.
And just to have the information made so many things so much easier. Like when you switch on a computer and you go into Facebook, everything you perceive just from Facebook, like no one told me that this is possible, that you could perceive so much just by switching on your computer. And yeah, I know I'm saying it the third time now, but just to have the information, you know, that's a reality, and that this can be your reality. It just got me out of the craziness and the making me wrong and all of that. And that's such a gift.
Yeah, and it also, like, for me it started like last year or this year actually, my whole X-Men journey, because when I heard about X-Men, like I know that I recognized the energy, but still I try to fit myself in the box of an X-Men, which is not something an X-Men does actually. So who was I being? But like then they would, for example, they would talk about like an X-Men doesn't do judgment. And then I was like, oh, then I'm not an X-Men because I do judgment all the time. and of course now I know, I am aware of lots of judgment, but I am always so amazed, like even now when I talk to friends about this subject, that how many of us are still trying to see if we are an X-Men and try to define it in a way to see if we are, like, if we have a disability, or even like the whole thing about something being a wrongness. I was like, because I chose, and still do, but chose a lot of rightness in my life. So which was a way to, in a way, like, not reveal the wrongness that I was actually experiencing. But this whole conversation about your wrongness is a strongness for me was like, yeah, but what is my wrongness then? I couldn't see it. And this is actually, I'm going in so many directions right now, but this is also something that for me has starting to come up. Yeah, it's all the E's, but it was also when I dove into the X-Men conversation, I got to see that everywhere I was trying to be right, I was actually hiding where I felt wrong. So that also started to dissipate from my life and from my body and my living. And yeah, there's so much to say about it. Yesterday the X-Men facilitators were on live, right? They were having a Facebook live with all the facilitators, and what also stood out for me really was this conversation about the things that are so normal to us.
Yes.
So we try to see if we are if we are an X-Men, but we can't find anything because it's so normal to us. Like, and you can't look for what is normal for you, right?
Yeah, and it's actually so weird when someone comes and they see how ease you have, how much ease you have doing that thing, and they acknowledge that, and you're like, wait, but this is something normal. I'm sure everyone can do that, and it's like, no, they can't. And
Yeah.
if someone else can do it like you, and maybe they don't have as much ease as you have, and this actually blows my mind every time someone acknowledges something that I do with such great ease. I'm like, wait, can't you do it? I'm sure you can.
So, do you have an example, like an acknowledgement people brought you that was normal for you?
Yeah, actually, with creating websites. When I'm there, ding 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 ding, and done, and it's like I created the whole thing, and the other person is like there, and it's like, oh my god, you had so much ease with that. I usually have headaches trying to make it work, and it takes me weeks, maybe days, I don't know, to make it work, and I still don't know how to do it. And you just in 5 minutes done.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, can't everyone do that?
Yeah, or
Speed-
even
the
even
speed
just
we have
Eva.
is amazing. The speed we have is
Yeah.
amazing, and like how impatient we can get sometimes when people are not as when you think people are as fast or should be as fast as you are. And I have to laugh so many times when I come across people I know, and I already know way beforehand what's going on in their world. And then we meet, and then they tell me everything, and I go like, after a few words, I could just say, "Can you please stop telling me because I know already." And you're like, "Oh yeah," and kind of bored because you know already.
Or you want to say, please, can you talk faster?
Yeah.
So that you can get to the end of the sentence.
Fast forward, please.
Yeah, and also totally how we can use this stuff against ourselves, right? Like this is something that also really started to open up in my world with this whole X-Men conversation. There were so many areas in which I didn't realize that I actually had the capacity there. So I would actually slow myself down like the fuck, and really thinking that that was how I did stuff, totally linear, like step by step, and then having difficulties with that. Yeah, of course, because it was not my reality. It's like, and it's there. Like, give me the whole picture all at once, not step by step.
Yeah.
So that's also awesome.
Are doing a million things at the same time. Like I just know Heather tells that quite often that her boys, when they do homework, they have to have like YouTube playing or a game playing, and then doing homework is so much easier for them than doing homework in this linear way. Like now I have to finish this, then I have to finish this, then I have to finish this. Like it so slows them, or whatever we do slows us down if we don't have a million things going on at the same time. That this is like kind of also for our bodies, like this relief that there is so much coming in that you can actually focus so much more on this one thing you're doing right now, and it makes you can do it so much faster with so much more ease.
That's so awesome because like I have a few nephews there that are ADHD like fuck, and in this whole school system, right, we are learned like they can't concentrate, they can't focus, and then they have to do like one thing and learn how to focus on that to do it properly, and like it can totally change their whole world if they're actually, like you said, Eva, being allowed to not only do one thing. What do you know, how many things would you like to have going on for you to be present with it all at the same time? Actually, that's like fuck, wow.
Yeah.
That reminds me when I was in school and when I was trying to do one thing, like, okay, doing my homeworks, I was getting bored as fuck. It was so boring for me. I had to have my TV on, some music, something, just something else. And now I just realized by you talking about this, how I'm creating now. It's like, hey, I put a movie or something on my computer, I put some access class on my phone, and I put some music and I can hear all of the same time, and then I'm doing something else at the same time, like cleaning or creating something, and it's so much ease with that.
Yeah.
So it's the subtotal kind of of the conversation, like really what a gift this is to bring these tools into the world, because it creates so much more ease for people to not label them or not say, hey guys, or you have a disability, but to actually totally switch it around and look at it as what an amazing ability it is, and actually how grateful we can be for it and stop making ourselves wrong.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, everybody, but especially also kids, like coming in. And as you said, Anna Maria, in school or wherever with other people, just to let them know, hey guys, you're not wrong, and you're not making something in an incorrect way. You're just so different, and you have so many capacities and so many abilities, and to actually acknowledge it, and also help parents to know what's going on with in their kids' world, to have more ease. So for me, this whole heading of the whole conversation is like ease, or creating ease in a way, more relaxed reality for people when they know about this.
Yeah, and also ease with your awareness and ease with being in the world. Like if you don't have a fucking clue how to be in this world, like that's because for me, like this whole conversation about all these disabilities, I didn't really recognize myself in there. Now I can totally see, I'm totally being that. And I can actually have fun with it, but it's also just to be in this world and to have more possibilities of dealing with your awareness and actually starting to have more possibilities with exploring this whole galaxy, I would almost say.
Yeah, I see it as like you rediscover you. Once you get the X-Men topic, you rediscover you. Because then you see, wow, this is actually who I am. And I love the question that Heather always throws in. Have you acknowledged the difference that you be? And I keep that question with me all the time. And I use that question a lot on my son. So as you were talking about school, I mean, funny enough, we had that conversation in our house a week ago, where he was having trouble coping with everything that's going on in his mind. And then I'm like, but please, can you just acknowledge the difference that you be? And then I extrapolated the whole conversation for him, and I said, but can you please acknowledge everything that you perceive? And then I said to him, you've got such an extrasensory muscle. Just develop that, make yourself stronger, and you will start reading people like 1, 2, 3. I said, and then next year, once you've got that all under control, I would say, but once you learn and strengthen your muscle, you go to school once school open and you start reading your teachers.
Yes.
And once they walk into the classroom and you see, oh, she's got this face on today, then you know exactly how to handle her. You know, and you say what she wants to hear and you make your life easier, but you've got the ball in your hand. I said, don't let them tell you how stupid you are because you're not doing stuff the way that they wanted to. So I'm like, just use your capacity for your advantage. You know you've got this capacity, and keep it your secret and use it for you. So that's why this conversation was such a contribution to me. At 40, I had to discover that I'm actually an X-Men, and it made my life just so much easier. That whole weekend, I was like, oh my word, and I never knew that, and I never knew that, and so. And now I can just teach it to my son, and he never has to struggle like I did. Because Anna Maria, I mean, you did homework like that. What did you know as a child? What did you know? You were already different, and yet we all make wrong. So no, we acknowledge the difference that we be.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful what you said, Leilani, like rediscovering you.
Yes, I love it.
And reinventing you as well, because I also get that it's not a definition, right? And it's rediscovering and it's reinventing. Like, what do you want to be now and now and now and now?
And I just want to throw in here that we have, like Leilani, you said, this magic weekend. We have a magic weekend also coming up.
Yes.
So in case you guys are just curious and wanna dive into this topic more, if this totally reads for you, Heather is doing an X-Men class on the 9th and the 10th of January coming up. So what a start for the new year. And actually, how much more ease can this class create for you and your whole family for the new year, actually? And it's a 2-day class. It's called X-Men Disabilities or Abilities. And what else? I wanted to say the prereqs. It's foundation, or if you have done a one-day X-Men class already, like before, then you can be part of the class. And yeah, what else is possible then for you with all this information?
And
I'm
yeah,
looking forward.
you can go.
Yeah, I was just saying that I'm looking forward so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I wanted to ask, what if instead of like New Year resolutions, you just choose more of you? Like, hey,
Yes.
this year I choose every day to be more of me, to discover me, to stop making myself wrong and choose to acknowledge my capacities, my abilities, and what's right about me that I'm not getting.
Thank you.
Well
Fucking
done.
yes. Yes. Yes.
What a wrap up, Anna Maria.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
That's
beautiful.
our realities.
Yes.
Yeah, and now
Good
more
time.
required than ever, right? Now is the
Yeah.
fucking time to be all of you. Thank you, Anna Maria, so much for that. Mm.
Yeah, me.
Wow.
Awesome.
You see, and that
Thank
is what
you so much,
Birgit was talking about. It's like when we have meetings, it's just like all melty.
Yeah.
All melty and no words. Like so quiet sometimes. And so much going on at the same time.
Yes.
Exactly. It looks like we have been having one conversation, but we actually had multi-dimensional conversations. Wow. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
And
Have a
thank you
beautiful.
everyone for watching. Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers.
Have such a wonderful year.
I forgot my drink. Sorry.
And have all your beautiful realities, ladies, and have so much fun.
Thanks. You too. Bye,
Thank
ladies.
you, ladies.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.